So what I'm going to be speaking about are three things. One is, first I'm going to take you through a little fast snapshot of what is happening on our, when it comes to AI in the world, what is happening and where we are going, and for me also it's a big change with the pace of technology. It's amazing. And the second is I'm going to speak about a kind of system uh, that we can see AI from a big picture view, from a bird's eye view. And third, I'm going to speak about where do we stand and what are we doing. So AI, as you know, is 1950s, and the first AI is your spell check. Your spell check is AI. Of course, you don't. Now we get used to AIs. A spell check is something which considered for granted, but spell check is AI. And then the latest AI is in terms of Barbie girls, Barbie dolls having a conversation with the children, having a conversation that is new AI, and we talk about Web 2.0. We know about Web 2.0, social. Web 3.0 is more of like cognitive, and then Web 4.0 is where we talk about smart agents. We had some films where Scarlett Johansson is the smart AI and she's having a conversation with the hero, and these are the kind of films that we saw. Web 4.0 is which I am here talking about is a very smart agent, very ultra smart agent who actually can have a conversation with you. You don't have to find information. You can have a conversation about smart things, intelligent things. Why is it? Because of the exponential speed with which data is growing. 1 trillion GBs of data will be created in 2018, in a year. And we also know about Watson. We know that Watson is not just beating chess, not beating people in quiz games and other things. Watson is actually now in the cloud, and it is helping people with golf. It's helping people with sports, helping various domains. So Watson has really got into a very cognitive stage where it is doing real business solutions. And one of the things which Watson is doing, it is doing parallel computing. So it takes computing answers from various computers and then it selects the answer. So that's the kind of stage which is being done. And I come from finance, and finance is about quants. Quants are the guys. So there was a finance guy who said you should invest because this is valuable. Then there was a guy who became a portfolio manager, then became an economist who started seeing trends, and so on. And then we got into quants. Quants are the guy who are statisticians and who mathematicians and who look at data, study data, and see trends, and then they make money. And artificial intelligence is beyond quants, because beyond quants, the quant guy can think this pattern can work. And beyond quant are the guys who look at thousands of models at the same time and make the things faster. So if the quantitative guy is the smartest guy in finance, and we have artificial intelligence which it's talking about beyond quants, we are already talking about a new world. You know. So it's not about just about ability to crunch data. It's about speed, volume, and complexity. To just give you an example of some of the big companies that are being there, one is one, it's called Data XY. Data XY is doing about 5,000 models they crunch at the same time and they run it, and then there are systems which is called cognitive garage. A cognitive garage has a 10-10-10 rule. 10 seconds to get into the cloud, 10 hours to build an app, and 10 days to get the client's data and give him a solution. 10-10-10. So this is the speed with which things are happening. And then of course we have various smart apps called Hip Monk, and Hip Monk is talking about how we can plan your your travel, because you have one vacation a year or two travels a year. So let us go into your email and find out where did you want to go and what kind of preferences you have, what kind of choices you have, and we can actually build something for you. And so these are the kind of things happening. And something um, to one of the other things which artificial intelligence does not have apart from inspiration is that it is very hard to teach artificial intelligence common sense. It's like now they are teaching robots. They are telling that you have to understand that you have to follow the rules, but if the rules are walking on the table and at this point of time you have to follow the rule to keep going, but you have to say no, ability to say no. So the kind of common sense, these are the kind of things being worked on now. Other things, let me tell you something more, and then I will tell you the big picture bird's eye view about things. Um, I don't know whether you know about this, but it's a good historical fact about Babbage, and Charles Babbage was the first one who made a computer, and and Ava Lovelace, 1815, was the first to make an algorithm. I thought it was brilliant that somebody did 1815 algorithm, and we are still learning what algorithms are. Um, and there was another very interesting thing I saw, like another startup which is called Analytic. Analytic is a startup which is challenging doctors. So it goes and analyzes data and find out solutions and give treatments. And they did a test with the best doctors in the world, whom you will pay a fortune to go and to be with them to get the treatment. When the competition happened, Analytic had 0% error, and the best world doctors had 7% error. So this is where we are going in terms of the way artificial intelligence is going to change our world. And there is something else also about Quill, and something like robo writers. Robo writers are going to be do all kind of report generation. 90% of all report generation will be done by 2019, 2018, 19 by robots. So artificial intelligence systems will be doing most of the writing. So why do you think Yahoo's valuation is going down? And Yahoo has such brilliant content, but Yahoo is about content, and various media companies are failing. They are going bankrupt because artificial intelligence is started to write analysis, write reports, write all kind of generation of storytelling. So you can imagine that when we think about AI taking over our jobs, how realistic it is, how close it is that they are going to take over our jobs. If they can take over the jobs of the smartest mathematical quant guys, if they can take over the job of the smartest doctors, and they can write softwares, how weak we are in our skill sets, right? How tough it is for us to think, imagine what we can do. So this is where there is need for a hope, and there is need for, okay, we can draw paintings, artwork, or we can crack jokes, or we can have more expressions on our face, or we can do something. But again, the trend is very fast, and trend is very big, and it is going to it is very close than what we think, that what we can imagine. So it is going to be shocking us. So this is where it brings about the big picture. Now we come to the big picture when it comes to AI. Now there's big picture on two sides. One is that AI is about crunching data, computing, and faster computers, and smarter than brain, and this is on the one side. And on second side is that it is still very data centric. It still wants to connect data. It still wants to read more data. It wants to focus and crunch as much as it can. So this is one side where we are going and where the industry is going. And and there is no second side actually, because second side, other side has to happen. That second side may say that you do not need a trillion GB. Your competence at trillion GB is not going to be lesser than your competence at 10 trillion GB. As the data increases, you are not going to increase your competence of analyzing it. That is where something AI is not there, because AI is about an ability to compute, an ability to find things. And the second side is where you can get DNA of data. DNA of data means that you do not need 1 trillion GB, you basically need 200 data points or 300 data points, or you can understand why beer consumption and diaper sales are connected, how different trends on Twitter and stock market are connected. So these are the kind of simplification of things of AI. So on one side we have this smart systems, high-tech computing, and on this other side we have systems which are simplifying, which are making things easy. So this is the big picture view where we come in. Now what we are doing in Cluj, we are almost 10 years old. So the company started in Cluj in 2005, and I have been doing forecasting, trending, and all that, and giving selling forecasting and advisory and work to India, to Europe, and now we manage things from here for a global clientele. And what we have done is, we are saying that this ability of systems to find patterns in data, So there are a lot of data, and we compute it and we find patterns. So we have somehow brought an algorithm which is only looking at commonalities in all data. So we are not looking at a 1 terabyte of data. We said, what if we had limited data? Is there a common behavior in data? Is there something unique in data? Is that uniqueness so unique that I can build data in the future and build data behind? So that is the kind of commonality which we are saying, because ultimately my sentiment is connected to your sentiment. Your sentiment is connected to people in US, in India. Behavior as a human race is very similar. There is a commonality in human behavior. And human behavior, what does it do? Human behavior consumes, has fear, has greed, has a constructive thing, negative thing, positive thing. So this is what drives economy. And what does economy do? Economy creates money, creates wealth, creates businesses. So it's a feeding loop, and it's a behaviors are connected. Everything is connected. There is nothing which we can say that is independent. Everything is interdependent. So what we have done is, we have built a universal system. With this universal system, we are now taking over financial technology. So we are building systems which are building portfolios for any investor in the world. Any investor in the world can come to us and we can give him a portfolio solution. But why will he come to us for an investment advice? Because we are telling him that, tell us, what is your benchmark? What is that you want to beat? What is your risk profile? What is your expected return? And based on that, if there is a certain industry standard, we will beat that for you. So that is what we build in Cluj. And now what we have taken is, we have taken these portfolio solutions on NASDAQ. We are listing it on the stock exchange here. We are taking it to various stock exchanges. We are licensing this technology to the world. So this technology, we are challenging the world's portfolio solutions, world's investment solutions. But because we have a common algo, that means we can be the world's global robo-advisor. You know what is a robo-advisor? Robo-advisor, what does he do? Robo-advisor is a guy, is a computer, is a system, is a technology which understands your needs, and gives you an investment solution. So robo advisors are the ones who are killing the financial advisors. And this is the new financial technology that's happening in the world. So robo advisors are also very regional. For Canada, for America, for Romania, there's none. We are the only ones here, for various around the world. And what we are doing is we are building a global robo advisor, so we can advise Canada, America, UK. So that's what we're building. So this is in brief how artificial intelligence is, what it is capable to do. It is capable to build technologies and systems that the smartest of people are doing. It is capable of beating it. But what it lacks inspiration, it lacks attitude, it lacks common sense, it lacks many human things. And which is when it will come to that stage where it will have inspiration, and it will have common sense, it will have something like more social, human, then the human cycle will start again. Robo will become human, and the cycle starts again. Because that is what is separates a human from intelligence, artificial intelligence. So this is briefly what I thought I'll share with you, and this is my small story. And thanks for for inviting me here.